back. It's been 2 years.
No, welcome.
It's welcome back. We already have one episode. You fool.
Okay.
Oh, I
Okay.
was gonna say y'all want a commercial break or something,
Oh
but
yeah, this has
we
been
got
like
yeah,
2 years of a commercial break.
it's a lot of
What,
ad
we're
revenue.
bankrupt. Started a new
There's no,
company.
there's nothing. There's nothing. It's just one episode. It was 2 years ago. The audio was garbage. And
So welcome back, right?
oh yeah
Welcome
yeah yeah yeah.
back.
Welcome back.
Getting sidetracked.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You gotta keep me. You gotta keep us on track. And that's your job for today, okay? All right. So anyway, welcome back to the podcast. I really want to change the name because it's really cringy about Casket Academia. I think it's just dumb.
Oh
It's
yeah,
dumb.
that shit is trash.
Yeah, it's garbage. And David, it's your fucking fault.
Hot
for not
topic worthy.
changing it. Anyway. All right. So we'll think of a different name in 2 seconds, and we'll rebrand by episode 3. Just watch. David, listen. I need to ask you something.
Yeah,
Okay, so
what's up?
picture this, right? You're
hmm
happily married to a wonderful partner, and you have a beautiful daughter, right?
Wait, hold on.
Mm-hmm. Are you picturing
She
it?
like she like an 8,
David, I'm
like
talking.
That's
This is like
crazy.
your.
Why
a
you
This is
wait?
like
9.
no,
What are
no,
we
no.
talking
I'm
about?
This is
talking.
your
This is
daughter.
Did
This
I
is your
settle?
daughter.
No, I'm talking about bro. I'm talking
Oh.
about my wife.
Oh.
What? My daughter's an 8. Are you sick?
You're sick in the head,
Oscar over
dude.
there.
All right. That aside, David, Nichols, we gotta talk about that on a different occasion because that's an issue. All right. So no, David, I'm talking. This is like your dream girl. Like she's
Oh shit!
your
Let's fucking
dream girl.
go.
Like yeah, like this is the perfect person that you will ever meet. You can't get any better than this, right?
Okay, better. Okay, okay.
Now you guys have a
So I'll do
daughter.
whatever she wants.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, now continue.
I don't
Continue.
care. You guys have a daughter or a son. I don't really give a shit. You have a kid, right? Your kid is uh 8 or 9 years old or whatever, right? Like they're a kid.
All
Now one
right.
day you
Okay.
guys go on a trip to a cabin. You know, it's a nice little family trip. And so when you're at the cabin, you're chilling out with your
Little.
partner.
Wait, hold on. Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
A cabin,
Yeah.
like in the woods type shit.
Yeah, like a family camping trip. But instead of like sitting in a tent in the shitty ground, you get a nice little cabin. Like it's fancy. You guys get a nice little fireplace.
Oh, it's fancy.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fancy. I'm talking this is a really nice cabin,
All right. Okay.
right?
Okay.
So now you're spending time with your partner in the kitchen or in the living room or whatever, and your daughter or your son busts in. He's like, yo, there's some people outside and they're saying that they want to talk to you guys, but they have to do like a really important job and they're carrying weapons.
Oh fuck.
So what are you doing?
Nah, I'm getting the strapping thing. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, your gun's in the
They would
car.
wait.
You do have a gun. It's in the car.
Nah, it's in the car. Nah, it's on me. What you
It's
mean?
in the car. You left it in the car.
Why
'Cause
did
your
I leave it in the
Your
car?
partner is uncomfortable with weapons, especially around the child.
What?
She's
What's
not the
up?
perfect partner.
Yo, shut the hell up! Just
Nah,
shut up! Just go with it! Go with it!
This
Just
is
go with it.
bullshit. I
Just go
brought
with
a
it.
gun out
Just go
just
with
to
it.
leave it in the car.
Just go with it.
Okay,
Just
so
go
I don't
with it.
have a gun. I don't have a gun then.
Fine. Let's just okay. You have one. It's in the car, so it's not on you at this time.
Fuck, where's the car?
Right outside. But
Right
by the time you get to
outside,
the
like
door, you kind of already see people from your window. Like you can see like there's 4 people, and they're carrying some really fucked up looking weapons. Like they're carrying like
yeah.
like
See, this is why I don't go to cabins because shit like
mm-hmm.
this can happen. There's
Yeah.
not a damn thing I can do.
There's no signal. You're right. Like there's no phone signal, no reception, and they're carrying some like medieval looking weaponry.
Oh wait, so it's the swords. It's not guns. They don't
No,
have guns.
not just like swords, but they're carrying like morning stars or whatever. You know those like big spiked balls connected to a chain, like a rake with.
Are they larpers or something? They're nerds.
Nah, they're hella fit and they look like they're gonna kill you.
Ah shit. All right.
Like they look like they're about to tear into your asshole or whatever, you know.
It's tough. Okay. Okay.
Nicholas, you know where I'm going with this?
I, uh, I don't know.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
You asked him like he was supposed to.
Yes, he
Yeah,
was
like,
because we literally. Okay, you know what? After
nope,
this,
nope.
you'll figure
I
it
don't
out.
know what you're talking about. I
Anyway,
don't know what
so
you're talking about.
Is this
there's
from
a
that movie where those two gay dudes and the kid was in the cabin and like those people came and it was like the world was
yes,
ending or some
yes,
shit?
yes,
This is.
yes,
Oh,
Okay,
bruh.
yes.
yeah, I was like, wait, this sounds like.
Yeah. But like, so you're in that situation. What are you doing? Like, this dude knocks on your door. He's like, "Please open the door. We don't want to force anything on you." But you end up in that situation anyway. You
Wait,
don't
so I'm
know
trying to remember what it was. It was like the world was gonna end unless they killed one of them, right? Or some
unless
shit.
one of them kills someone in this family. Now, the whole thing and the reason why I was hoping you would go into this blind is because like when you're in that situation, you don't know it's an M Night Shyamalan film, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
It
you
could be.
don't like they could be really fucking sick in the head, just sick in the head.
That's honestly what I'm gonna assume that they're lying and they just want they want an
Right,
easy kill or some shit.
right. Well, if they wanted an easy kill, they would have just, you know, morning
Yeah,
starred your
they
ass,
wouldn't have. Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. That's true. That's true.
Now,
But
the whole question is like, at what point do you believe them or do you just not believe them? And Nicholas, this goes
didn't
for you
like in the
too.
movie some shit started happening
Yes,
that
on the
kind of like
television, yeah. That kind of
convinced them.
coincided with what they were saying.
So is like that shit happening in the scenario, or is it still like
It's happening.
take
It's
my word
happening.
for it? Oh, it's happening.
Like you can see it on
Ah,
the
shit.
television. And Nicholas, like the same question goes for you too. Like, what would you be doing at that point? And again, we don't know it's an M Night Shyamalan film.
But I do
Um,
see that the world is like kind of ending. Like this random shit is happening, right?
Yeah. Like you can see it on the TV. Like every time you guys say no, I'm not gonna fucking kill my partner or my child or
Something
myself.
happened.
Some shit happens.
Damn, fuck. Alright. So like we can have more kids, you know what I'm saying? So like no,
Oh
I'm
shit!
that's true. That is very true.
Oh shit!
Read my mind there, buddy.
So you're killing the kid?
take the brat, take the brat.
I mean,
No.
you can make more of them. You know, it's not a big deal. You know,
Same situation where your kid is that's your kid and you went through a whole lot of deal. Let's say that you guys had a hard time conceiving. And that's an actual
I
thing for a lot of people.
I have wait
Mm-hmm.
wait
Tell you
hold on a
what, it's
second.
not my fault.
Oh my
We have to kill the
god.
kid, or they have to kill the kid.
Well, it's someone in the family that has to kill someone in the family, like their loved one.
Hmm.
Wait,
Like you
I
saw
gotta do
Nicholas,
it?
you saw the movie with me.
Yeah, but like I didn't remember what that detail was. Where
Okay,
as
the
far
detail
as them
was
killing.
someone in the family has to kill someone. So
Mhm.
the four dudes
Oh
that yeah
shit.
right, the four dudes that swapped in. So David, it's not them killing the kid; it's you killing your own kid.
Okay, I wasn't sure if like it was just we kind of just decided who died and then they'd kill them. You know, but no, it's not that. I guess.
It's one of you's got to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How am I killing them exactly?
Anyhow possible.
You
That's
just
damn.
gotta be deceased.
Mm-hmm. Anyhow,
So it's
anyway.
like
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty fucked because like either way, like if I say all right, kill me, now I gotta put like either my kid or my wife through that. Like one of them's gotta kill me.
Like
But
that's
like
gonna be trauma. Like that's trauma times two for them
that's
too.
gonna be yeah shit.
You know, so it's gonna be kind of crazy.
All right, so fuck. We just let the world in. Fuck it. Everybody dies.
Yeah,
Everybody loses now.
Everyone
pretty
loses.
much. You know,
But
might as
s-
Everybody
well.
takes the L.
Because by the
okay,
end of it, it'll be
so
that miserable.
yeah, okay, so you guys are coming to the solution that you're just not gonna do it. You're just gonna let the world perish.
Yeah, I mean we're not doing a great job anyway. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well,
Like
yeah,
it's
but at least your kid has a
kind
fighting
of
chance to survive or be in the world, you know, and find people that she or he, you know,
yeah, but
can vibe with,
like
you know.
they gonna have to watch their mom smoke their pops. That can't. That's not good for
I
anyone.
mean,
You know what I'm
the
saying?
thing is, what I was thinking in this movie is like, the kid doesn't have to be in the room, right?
Oh yeah,
Because she was in the
yeah, that's
treehouse when it
true.
went down.
That is
What am I
true.
gonna tell the kid though? They left to get milk and just never came back. Or...
I mean, hmm, hi,
Daddy
mom.
went to a farm.
Her dad was being real blunt about it though. He was like, "Daddy's gotta die to save the world, pumpkin," and she said, "Okay," and that's it. That's it. He was
Shit,
being
man.
super because she was at an age where she kind of can understand like, hey, this has to happen for this reason. She wasn't like a 5-year-old that you could lie to and be like, hey, daddy's gonna go smoke a pack and just not come back, you know? Right?
All right. So, boom. Here's what I would do. I'll be like, all right, babe, look, you gotta take me out back, put me down like a dying dog,
That's crazy. Okay, you don't
or
have to say it like that.
like I'm gonna have to do it to you. Like, well, how you want to do this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Also, you're giving her the choice. She doesn't want to do it. She thinks it's crazy.
I mean, I'll be straight. Like, straight. If you can't do it, I'm gonna have to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
So
wait,
okay.
does suicide count? What if I kill myself?
No, you can't. Suicide does not count. You have to
All right,
kill the other
so
person.
yeah. All right, so yeah, just have to be straight. Like, I touch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kill me, or I might put you down. And that's gonna have to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
All right, I accept that answer, Nicholas.
Yeah.
Killing the kid.
You're killing the kid.
Bye, little kid. Goodbye.
Oh no.
Make another one.
Oh,
The wife is a perfect wife. She'll be on board.
Oh no.
And that's the end of that.
You know what? I
That
can't
is
even.
true though,
I
man.
guess
I got the perfect. Damn. Damn.
Remember what I said. Can't do any better than her, David.
Yeah,
Just
man.
look at each other, just nod our heads and then just look at the kid. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Look at painless. They don't want to suffer, just put up, But yeah, I don't know. It's going.
My perfect wife. I can't even clap cheeks no more, bro. That sucks.
Yeah.
I never said you can't do that. I'm saying like you'll never find a partner as like good as that person.
No, yeah, I'm saying like, yeah, I can't kill my
she's
kid.
dead, then you can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't kill my kid. Yeah, I would just have to die. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you're just gonna have her kill
but
you. Yeah. Okay. I get it.
pretty
okay.
much. What would you do? Huh? What would you do?
Yeah, no, I'm a peace out. Like I'm gonna have them kill me. That would be my if I gave into this delusion. That's kind of where I'm gonna tumble into today is shared psychotic disorder. But that if I genuinely tumbled into this delusion and I did not know that this was like a bullshit M. Night Shyamalan plot twist, whatever, I would have had him kill me. Like at the second disaster, I would have been like, all right, okay.
Wait, there was a plot twist? That shit
Yeah,
was
the
real
plot
something?
twist was it was real because like think the whole thing was
But you said it wasn't real, or it was?
that it was real. Like the plot twist, like oh shit, the world actually was gonna end. But that's some M. Night Shyamalan bullshit. Honestly, I would have liked it if it was all bullshit, and they just kill each other for nothing. That would have been crazy. Now that would have been a good
crazy.
twist. But
that would have been nuts.
It's an M. Night Shyamalan shit, so If I did give into that delusion, I would have had them kill me. I'd like the second disaster.
But I don't think your husband would be on board with that, bro. Like, as the dude in a relationship, I would feel like a piece of shit if I
wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to pull the trigger on my partner. I don't think I ever could. Because if I pull the trigger on my partner, I'm gonna get even more depressed and kill myself after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
like, that
man, kill the kid.
I'm not killing the kid.
Won't even miss him.
Why are you okay? Now it's one thing. It's one thing for you to decide to kill your kid, but now that you're pushing this on us, it's getting a little weird.
I'm just
it's
saying.
Getting a little weird.
Bye.
I'm just saying.
He said
I had
bye.
that in my head. Jump.
What the fuck?
All right, Nicholas. So then, how would you do that? Because I feel like you're really getting into this.
I don't know. Just put a pillow over its head, like hide and seek, and then put a little gun. Poof.
You said it. Wow, you're really like separating this child from being a person. Yeah, he's so
gotta make it easy. Gotta make it easy for you. You
It's
know.
like crushing a Red Bull can at this point. You
Exactly.
know, like,
Exactly.
just
Of
do it
course,
and you get
I
done
still
with
feel sad,
Oh
but like I gotta
no!
make it as easy as possible for me to do it.
And he's already
I'm
calling
set
it
on
an
that.
it.
it.
I'm already calling it an
So
it. That's crazy.
you
Exactly.
gotta
See,
desensitize it.
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
how easy it is.
So you would start desensitizing when on the second disaster, third disaster.
No, as soon as people come in with the story.
So you didn't even
Oh,
like. There was no hesitation for you. That's crazy.
Yeah, I saw the movie. What more?
No,
You
no,
know,
no.
do I
Under the
need?
context that you don't know that this is legitimate, like you don't know that what they're
Oh,
saying is real.
okay. So then I guess the first disaster. Maybe I don't know.
Okay, all right. So it would take a little bit less for you to kill your kid. I think that's what I'm taking away from this conversation.
Let me go second. Let me go second.
Yeah, okay.
Second sounds always good.
Okay, I was like,
maybe
I don't know if
that's
that's
where they.
reasonable. Yeah, because like the
First
first
could be
one could
cool.
have been
First could be
bullshit.
Quinky Dink.
Yeah, Quinky
Second,
Dinks.
Second, yeah. But the kid's going definitely.
Kids going. All right. Well, good to know. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
tell any of your kids the situation, but I will try to influence them not to go to any camping trips with you ever. David, can you imagine
What
they
I
come
know.
back and Nicholas is just on his own? I'd be like, thanks for saving the world, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. All a day's work.
Yeah, he's
We
gonna
got
be just
another
like
one on
this
the
too.
way.
No problem.
Mhm.
As soon as it happened, there's another one on the way already. So you're good. Okay,
Oh.
got it.
Like, oh yeah, I got some news for you. My wife's pregnant. Oh,
Wow.
congratulations. Oh yeah, and move on from there.
Oh my god. I just
Literally.
don't ever go camping with your children.
Well, I mean,
Or
what are you gonna do?
anything.
What are you gonna do with the kid? What you gonna tell the kid's parents? We are the parents.
No. Well, no, I'm gonna be like, you guys want to stay with Auntie Bridget for a little bit? You guys want to stay with Auntie Bridget for the weekend?
No,
And that'll
Auntie
just be
Bridget is
between
a
you.
registered pedophile.
Wow! Wow!
And who they gonna believe? Us.
Stay the fuck away from my kids.
Exactly.
This is gonna be on. I'm cutting this part out. This is fucked up. I have the power to do that. I just forgot. I'm not gonna go on record on this fucking bullshit being a fucking pedophile. When you're the one that was like, yeah, your kids at 9. Like, what the fuck? That wasn't me. Who was that?
That's true though. That's true. Like,
Yeah.
you went straight to.
All right
How'd
then.
you call your kid a 9? Like, what?
You're sick. Sick in the head. All right. Okay, so the reason why I brought that up is because while I was watching that movie, I was thinking about like this really reminds me of like a shared psychotic disorder. If this whole movie was bullshit, as in like there was no actual apocalypse, this would be a delusion that was shared between like 4 fucking people. Yeah, okay, so there
Shit
were
like
4
that
people.
is the reason why you would never see me camping.
Yeah, I know, right?
I would never be in that situation in the first place.
Never, because
No
camping is
reception,
for
no.
yeah, that puts yourself in a really weird situation. All right, so I
I'd
was
go
really thinking
camping.
about no, you wouldn't. No, you would not.
I would.
You would?
I'd love to. Mhm.
All right, so David, again, when we see him come back without his family, this is we know what happened.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wanna know
And
what's up.
all I gotta say is
Wanna know
we
what's
told you
up.
so.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's unfortunate. If that happens while we're camping, then that sucks.
Then it
But,
happens.
yeah, I still love to go camping.
Okay, so again, if this whole thing was bullshit, it would have been just a shared psychotic between 4 people and eventually 6 people, or 7 if you count the kid. So I'm gonna reference 2 articles today. One of them is from Al Salif and Al Khalili from the National Library of Science, talking about shared psychotic disorder, right? So basically, a shared psychotic disorder
Alright.
is characterized by a specific delusion among 2 or more people in a close relationship. Right? So they're just sharing this. And a delusion is a very firmly held belief, despite whatever logical evidence there is that's like against your belief.
So like doomsday preppers, low key.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I have patients who have delusions that they're God, and despite whatever proof that they're not God, then they still believe they're God. Or you believe the sky is blue, or it's not blue. I'm stupid. The sky is red, even though it's clearly blue. Then that's another delusion to think about.
So like the people that believe they're God, If you punch them in the face and like they feel that pain, like
They'd
how do they
still believe
explain
they're
that?
God. They'd still believe they're God, and then they would probably continue to believe that they can smite you, you know?
But they, but like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just be like, I do it then, you know, type shit, like I do it, my boy.
Mm-hmm. And see, this is
I
where the frustration comes in with delusions, because regardless of whatever you do, whatever you prompt them with, they're still gonna believe that bullshit, you know?
they
It's
just have a way
difficult.
to just dismiss all the logic. It's crazy.
They dismiss all the logic, all the facts, because they have such a firm belief in whatever the fuck they believe in. So there's usually a primary person or the inducer of the delusion who has a psychotic disorder, influencing a person or people who is the induced or secondary, who typically don't have a psychotic disorder or delusions, right? Apparently, shared delusions have been seen since like the 1860s, right? Um,
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
right? Like it went all the way back. I didn't think it was that far back that it was noted. It was
That makes
noted by
sense.
like a
It's probably even easier to do it back then because like people really ain't know shit for real. You know,
right, hmm and that's actually
somebody sounded like they knew what they was talking about enough. You would be like, hey man, that
exactly.
makes sense.
Yeah, you just have
That
to
makes
be
sense.
really firm in what you're saying and shit. Anyway,
Yeah, it sound like you know what you're talking about, and people would just go along with it.
that's actually a risk factor for shared psychotic delusions too. Um,
She's a
it was
witch.
yeah, fucking witches, right?
She's a witch. I'm telling you.
Burn her. She can do
Everyone
math.
pick up a rock
She read her name
quickly.
quickly.
Exactly.
Chain her down and put her in the bottom of a fucking river. If she lives, she's a
That's
witch. If she dies, damn.
hey, word.
Yeah, it's a lose lose situation. Yeah, it was terrible having a coochie for this long, you know? You just get punished
Oh
for it.
yeah, man.
That's all. So in
Having a cooch
1860.
back then was terrible.
What?
Huh?
Wait, what did you say?
You had a coochie back then?
No, I'm saying it's for a long time. It's just been really difficult to have a coochie. You just
No.
get punished for having one.
I asked David.
Oh.
He's like, he's like, yeah, it was terrible to have a coochie back then. And I was like,
Oh.
wait, yeah,
Okay,
coochie
so I
Yeah, man,
heard
I
it
was
right.
there. I was there.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Are you remembering a past life?
Yeah, I picked up a couple stones back in my day. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, David.
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't feel great about it, but I had to do it. I was next.
Okay. You were next. I'm concerned about you. Maybe this is the delusion I have to address with you later on. But anyway, so it was noted by a French neurologist and psychiatrist, Baylarger. I I don't know how to pronounce names, and I will forever reiterate that in 1860, right? There have been so many names for shared psychotic delusions, but regardless of that, in 1877, there was La, Lasgue, Lasgue, Laseg.
How
I
you
don't
spell
know.
it?
Laseg and Falret, right? They coined the term folie à deux, or madness shared by two, and that's kind of what it was famously known as for a while. Until I guess more recently we started calling it shared psychotic disorder or shared delusional disorder. And
Yeah.
there's actually four types.
Mhm.
Okay, so the four types. The first one is, I'm not gonna do this in French because most of the names are in French. I'm not gonna do that. The first one is
Yeah.
imposed
Up to that.
psychosis, right? And this was coined in 1877. So the delusions are transferred from one person with psychosis to an individual without psychosis in an intimate relationship, right? So they're very close to each other. So this could be like a family member, like a mother and son, or a husband and wife, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
in this situation, when the two people are separated, the delusions in the induced person or the secondary person, typically it goes away. The second one is
Oh.
yeah, right? So it's important to note that because it's similar to induced psychosis, which I'll talk about in like 2 seconds. So for simultaneous psychosis, this was noted by Regis in 1880. Both people have a psychotic delusion that happens at the same time. this can kind of happen from having really long interactions with this person, and it sort of has been known to have like a genetic risk factor for it. So maybe among siblings, right?
So they have their own delusions.
Well, they start to share this delusion at the same time, right? So
Huh.
one person doesn't necessarily have to influence the other person, but they sort of start to get that same idea simultaneously.
Okay.
Yeah, but it happens after like having a really long interaction with this person or between these two people. So it's sort of, it just kind of happens at that same time.
So it's like it just comes up in conversation, like, "Oh, you believe in that bullshit too? Yeah, you too."
Yeah, I guess you can think about it like that. Yeah, this
Holy, I
bullshit
thought I was
sounds
alone.
make fucking sense. Hell yeah. I guess, yeah, that's one way to put it. The third one is communicated psychosis. This was noted by Marindon de Montiel in 1881. This one is the one that's close. Oh shit, sorry. I said earlier that imposed was close to induced, but I think it's communicated psychosis that's similar to imposed psychosis. So communicated psychosis is similar to imposed psychosis, but the delusion of the secondary person happens after a really long time, and they have been resisting the delusion for a while.
Okay.
Right. So remember in the movie where the guy was like, "I don't believe this shit. That shit is stupid. You guys are fucking crazy." So he's been resisting that delusion. If this was a bullshit movie, he was resisting that delusion, but he eventually gave into it. Obviously, because he fucking killed, who was it? Daddy Eric, Daddy Andrew, one of those guys.
Yeah. But in the movie though, they kind of saw proof though.
Yeah, but like I said, but see that if this movie was bullshit and they saw the proof, if that proof was just feeding into this delusion, you know what I mean? Like it could have all been coincidence.
Yeah.
But this coincidence could
true,
fed
true.
into it, right? Which is why in that entire time, Nicholas, when we were watching that movie, I was losing my fucking mind because I wouldn't know what to do at that point. Like shit, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's a tough situation.
It was a tough spot to find yourself in. What happened?
You
said something, Nicholas?
You said something?
No,
I didn't say anything.
I heard you whisper something. Maybe I'm starting to have some fucking hallucinations.
You trying to induce me, bro?
Are you trying to induce me?
Delusions are no joke. I don't know.
I don't like this.
What you hearing?
There's a difference between delusions and hallucinations, though, because delusions are like beliefs, but hallucinations are more perceptual. So you can be seeing shit and hearing shit, but you don't necessarily have to be believing anything that you see or hear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, where was I? Okay. So for the incommunicated psychosis, the secondary person, when they're separated from the person that was like inducing those delusions onto them, they're still gonna maintain their delusion, which
So, like,
kind of
they're fully
sucks.
like
Yeah. So they're fully
part of the crew, part of the ship.
Yeah, part of the crew, part of the ship. They're into it.
Okay.
They're into it. Yeah. The fourth one, it's the last one. It was noted by this guy Lemon in 1885. So there's a person with psychosis and they're delusional, and they're just inducing new delusions onto a person who already has psychotic delusions or psychosis within just delusions.
Yeah.
So they're both psychotic.
Wait. So they already have their own delusions. On top of those delusions, they add on more delusions.
Yep.
It's just fuck
you,
man.
So it's just terrible all around. You're already mentally ill with delusions, and you're just getting influenced by somebody else with delusions.
Yeah.
That's
just
okay.
That's you might as well just stop breathing at that point. But
yeah, that sucks.
God.
No, don't stop breathing. There's ways to handle it, Nicholas. Don't no. That's not the answer. Disclaimer.
At that point, the world is just too confusing for me, dog.
No. There's treatment for it.
World.
No. We don't.
Nope.
Not as they appear or as they seem.
Oh my god, guys.
Like,
It's
how do I know
something
the
certain.
scientists trying to help me
Death
aren't
is certain,
inducing
you know?
more delusion?
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Like everything is a delusion until it's proven, otherwise. But like, how you know who to believe? You know what I'm saying?
See. But this is
Exactly.
where
One day you could
it
just
comes in.
wake up and things different.
Okay, so this is where the treatment comes in, right? Let me get to that in like 2 seconds. So
Treatment to feed you into your delusion even more.
The whole education system could be one giant delusion.
okay,
And
all
we
right,
drank the
okay.
Kool-Aid.
So stop.
We
Whoa,
drank it.
whoa. Now I feel like I'm
Math
getting
could be a
gaslit.
lie.
Stop! I'm getting
Exactly.
gaslit. This is crazy.
This hand
You
I have
brought me
right
here.
here
You
might
brought
not
me here
even
to
be mine.
fucking introduce me, bro. Everything can be a lie. Who can
No,
say it's not?
David.
What
Just
isn't a lie?
everybody
What is
calm down. Shut
fixed?
up.
What is certain
Everybody
is
shut up.
death. It's just is
Math
that
is always
that's
that never really made sense to me. I
No,
always thought
David,
it was
stop. Math is
stupid.
math. It's
But they
logical.
told me it
Oh
was
my
real. They
god.
told me I needed to learn it.
This was not a good
y
topic to
equals mx
choose. I
plus
feel
b.
like I'm getting
What am I
no.
using that for? You know?
What the fuck is that? That doesn't make any sense. It makes
Yes.
no sense.
Exactly.
Are you guys done?
I appreciate this, brother. You really opened my eyes. You really helped me
No,
realize that
that's
everything
not.
is a
This
lie.
Oh
is a
my
great
god.
podcast choice. I really learned something from
Don't
this
believe
today.
anything.
I'm gonna delete.
I'm gonna forget
all
how to
of
read
this.
right now.
Just
I appreciate
Stop.
I
Nope.
appreciate
No, we're not done. We're not done with. Hold on. Shut up. Everybody, shut up and calm down. Everybody, shut up and calm down. Calm down. I feel like I'm getting gaslit and I'm actually sweating right now. Cut it out.
why? You,
Don't, Nicholas.
you
Don't,
taught your viewers something.
Nicholas. Don't.
Okay.
Shh.
All right.
Quiet. Quiet as an ASMR
compliant.
mouse. Quiet as an ASMR mouse. Thank you.
Allow more
Right.
treatment to be
Take a-
done. Go
take a
ahead.
deep-
I'm
take
really
a
on
deep
board
breath.
with this inducing shit.
No,
Though. Like,
no, David.
I'm ready to forget how to map. I'm so down for that.
I'm with you on.
Yes.
Who knows?
Okay.
That's the crazy part. Who knows?
David, I appreciate the
knows?
fact that you know how to gaslight very well, but this is a little too much for me. Like this is a little fucked up for
Yeah,
me.
gaslighting is fun. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Yeah, 'cause this is getting me a little fucked up. Like I'm physically, like I'm perspiring. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like
Anyway.
a sport.
Um,
Damn. It's
All right.
David
Go ahead.
gaslights
Go
for
ahead.
sport. Okay, thank you. So the way we diagnose psychiatric disorders is by the DSM-5. So the DSM-5 doesn't recognize shared psychotic disorder as its own mental illness. It's categorized under specified schizophrenia and other psychotic disorders. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
part of the schizophrenia spectrum. So we're not entirely sure what causes shared delusional disorders, but there are a number of things that are associated with it as far as risk factor goes. There's length of the relationship, which we talked about, how long those guys are exposed to each other. There's the nature of the relationship, how close they are, and it mostly happens among family members. There's social isolation, which we kind of touched on because they don't like if you're socially isolated, there's really nothing for you to compare your delusion to what I guess the reality is, right?
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's
You just kind of take the word for it. And
Yeah, like
can't
they-
fact check anything.
you can't fact check it, and plus if they sound so fucking determined and so sure of themselves, I guess you're more bound to believe them.
And it probably has to come from like an authority figure too, like
Yeah.
top down.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
age.
Okay.
Apparently some people started trying to factor age into this, but more recent studies are saying that age really has nothing to do with this, but some people have noted that the inducer is usually older than the
Because imagine if somebody got induced by their kid. Wouldn't that be something?
That would be something. Actually,
Somebody-
there's two cases I do want to talk about that. It's not the fact that neither of them were induced by their children. It's usually the parent that was in these two cases, the parent induced delusions onto the child.
Yeah. 'Cause
Mhm.
it's never the other way around. Like that would just. I'm
That
sorry, that'd be
would
pretty funny.
nuts. That would be nuts.
That would be. How you let this happen, man?
How do you let your
Come
kid
on.
influence you? But you never know. Shit happens. That's life, you know.
It could be a reincarnation of some
Like,
influential figure out
An
there. Like
influential. He's the reincarnation of Jake Paul, and that's what happened. Installation. Yeah. Oh, and the next one is a personality disorder. Apparently, the people that have been noted to experience shared psychotic disorders have also been noted to share certain personality traits. They're more introverted, emotionally immature.
oh fuck.
That yeah. David, you want to say something?
Oh shit. No, no, nothing. Continue. See?
Was it the introvert? Which one was it? The
I gotta get
introverted
out of
part?
here. I gotta get out of
Was it the introverted part or the emotionally immature part?
here. Neither. Continue.
Okay, good save. Untreated mental disorder in the primary person. So if the primary person is not treated for their mental disorder, it's more likely that they're going to start sharing their delusional thoughts with other people. You know,
Yeah.
cognitive impairment because your judgment is kind of limited. You know, if the way you think is not that optimal, you're more likely to
Yeah.
believe a delusional statement, a statement based off of delusions. There's also
Yeah, you're gonna be more reliant on that person too,
yeah,
for like
you have to be mindful.
advice and shit. Yeah.
There's comorbidities in the secondary person. So what if the secondary person has other mental illnesses that are sort of affecting them and making them more likely to believe the delusions, right?
Yeah.
Stressful
Basically,
life
just taking
events.
advantage of slow people, pretty much.
Sure. Stressful life
I mean,
events.
that's what it is.
Yeah, like I'm not denying anything. Like, sure, man.
I yeah, sure, like I'm some kind of
No, I was
monster. Like,
nodding. No, I was not. Okay.
alright,
Anyway,
alright.
so there's also communication difficulties. Sorry, I spazzed out there. So if you have a hard time
Happens.
communicating with people, that sort of contributes to social isolation, which it tumbles into a higher risk factor for shared delusional disorder. Gender is also a risk factor.
Oh, word.
Mm-hmm.
Like which way?
It's more common in women. In women.
Yeah.
What the
go.
fuck was that? I beg your pardon?
Silly woman.
Silly.
Silly
Okay.
woman.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go
Mhm.
for the boys.
Okay, so you're supporting the patriarchy. Is that what you're saying? You're supporting the patriarchy?
Game right.
Mhm.
Game right.
Okay. I'm sorry
Boy.
for putting my female input into this.
Yeah, fly. Try and induce you.
Sorry, gotta apologize for the female viewers.
Mhm.
I have to listen to this,
I'll induce them all.
Okay, so there it is. We're moving on. Okay, we're not thinking about it. And you're very gaslighting again is a sport to you. So I really okay. We're moving on. Treatment.
Okay.
Treatment, as I was saying. The treatment is usually individualized. Treatment generally is individualized based on the person and their needs. Everyone's needs are very much different because people are just different all around, right? So
True. Okay.
it can be different from the inducer and the inducee, things like that. There's treatments with therapy. Hold on, I have to burp. There it is. Okay.
Natural.
Excuse you.
Natural.
It was a very silent burp. And Nicholas, you're right. I apologize. I should say excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, so there's psychotherapy, right? There's also treatments with medications. So whether alone or in combinations, they can take medications like antipsychotics, antidepressants, mood stabilizers. It's all good. It's all good all around, But it's usually paired with the therapy. But when you start somebody on the medication, apparently it kind of suggests that the condition is pretty severe, and the person might experience residual symptoms. So Do you know what I mean by residual symptoms or
Residual symptoms from
res-
what, the medication?
residual symptoms from the mental illness, from the delusions, from the disorder?
Nah, yeah. Go explain that.
So
Explain
when
that.
you're experiencing a mental illness, let's say you're experiencing the symptoms of schizophrenia, there's usually a really acute period where you're really just experiencing the symptoms head on. Like you're hearing, like you may be hearing voices, you may be seeing things, you may be, your speech may be really incoherent and you're just not, and your thoughts are very disorganized, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But when you stabilize yourself, you may end up experiencing a remission or a lessening of the symptoms. But when you have residual symptoms, it's like you're good, but you're still experiencing some of the symptoms you were before. Not as intensely, but it's still there.
Okay. Yeah, like that imaginary friend is like still hanging around type
David,
shit.
what
Hmm? What?
are you are you asking about yourself or like an example?
No, it was an example. It was an example.
I mean, I
I'm not a
guess.
schizo.
I mean, hey, be nice.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I don't have schizophrenia. Don't say schizos. That's very insensitive. Hmm.
Oh, schizo's bad?
I wouldn't say schizo. I would say someone experiencing mental illness.
Yeah.
Don't get canceled, David. It's only
Alright.
episode 2. It's the first time you're showing up.
First introduction get canceled.
Alright.
So as far as like prognosis or how the outlook is for the person, it really depends on the case. It depends on so many factors. It depends on the primary person's mental disorder. It depends on the secondary personal risk factors and things like that. But as I feel like as long as if someone is adhering or sticking to their therapy and their medications and they're going out to all their follow-ups and they're trying to, lessen their symptoms, it might be a little bit better for an outlook for them than someone who's not doing all of that. You know what I
What if
mean?
somebody has a good delusion?
What do you mean?
Like, what if they have this outlook that there's nothing wrong in the world and everything is okay? That's a
As long as
delusion.
if that person as long as if that doesn't disrupt their daily routine. In my
Oh, so when it
opinion,
becomes disruptive, then
it
it
becomes
becomes.
yes, it becomes for me it's like when their delusion is starting to disrupt their lives. The people around them, their lives, then it becomes a problem and you really need to like treat it. Because to be honest, if I saw a dude who he's going to work, he's doing this down to third, he's doing right, he's providing for his family and things like that, but he has this really
Uh-huh.
odd delusion that like I don't know, there's a fucking monster in his closet, and he's so fucking set on that. And he has to check the closet like once every night to make sure he won't get eaten by the monster. But it doesn't disrupt his sleeping pattern. It doesn't disrupt his interpersonal or whatever relationship that he has. And chill.
I mean, that's still diagnosable, though.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. But like I'm not gonna
Mm.
bug
I mean,
out about it.
he would still be like have the that's still a delusion, though,
It
right?
is. It is. I mean, I
It's just
I
one
think
that
it would be a
doesn't
delusion.
like really hurt anyone.
No, it doesn't really hurt anyone. Now, if he took that delusion and took it a step further, like he's not sleeping, he has a gun pointed at the closet, and he throws his kid in the closet to check for him, right? And is still pointing the gun at the closet, and the
Get
kid
in there, boy.
sticks his little head out and then shoots his kid. Now that's a fucking problem, because now he's
Uh,
tweaking. He's fucking tweaking, Now that's a
he's
problem.
losing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, that is you probably should get looked at if you have certain delusions. I'm God, things like that, and you start pushing people into certain situations where it becomes very life threatening. And like I'm God, I can save them if I want to, and you try to save them and you don't save them, and that's you go get checked out.
Nah, that's got to be tough though. 'Cause, like when you think about it, like this is probably something they believe wholeheartedly like their whole life,
Yeah.
and now you're just
Hmm.
coming around telling them like, nah, bro. Like that's literally like someone telling you that whole math thing that you
David,
keep
we're
talking
not
about.
doing that. David, we're
That
not
was
doing
never
that.
a
David,
thing.
we're not doing that. David, we're
But
not
hear me
doing
out
that.
though. Is it not? Is it
Oh
not?
my
Is it not
god.
like? Does it not track? Does it not track? Imagine if
It's onto
somebody
Yeah,
something.
but the
like,
thing
yo,
is,
Bridget, what are you talking about?
but the
Math?
thing
What is
is,
that?
David, but the thing
You know
is,
what I'm saying?
math
Onto
has been
something.
is checking out with signs and like thousands and millions and hundreds and millions of other
All right, but what
people.
if that was all made up in your head? You know, what if you were imagining people also like doing
But
math and talking
science at
about
its
math?
core
Now
is
all that
just
shit is just in your head.
I'm actually getting
science at its
nervous that
core is
like by
just
the
an interpretation of how we perceive things.
you know what's
It just
crazy? I'm actually getting
might
really
be different.
nervous. I'm getting really nervous because like
Just because we perceive
what if
something to
I
be something doesn't mean another
uh-huh.
entity in the world perceives it to be that same way.
You see, but that's perception and not delusion.
Yeah,
There you
but
go. This is
Isn't
perception
perception now.
based upon no,
isn't
but
delusion a kind of perception though?
No, no. Your perception is your senses. That's your sight, your hearing, your smelling, your touching, your hearing. Those are your perceptions. That is when you talk about hallucinations. Now you're talking about a mass hallucination. But a delusion, you don't necessarily have to see or hear or feel anything to believe it. For example, if I see that there's a fucking demon in the corner of my room right now, I could be like, "Oh, I know that's not real. I need to take my medication right now." Yeah, that's chill, right? Perceptions, your hallucinations and your delusions are two very different things.
so back to the demon in the closet thing.
Mm-hmm.
How is that what's the difference there?
What do you
How
mean?
is that a delusion? You said that's delusion, right?
No,
The
that's a
guy.
hallucination.
Oh,
That's a hallucination.
Well, doesn't it kind of become a delusion if you believe it's real? No.
Yeah, you can have a hallucination and then have the delusion that the hallucination is real. But that starts to
Mhm.
come with like whether or not you're aware of what of your mental illness. That comes with your insight.
but
Okay.
what if he's not mentally ill? But
Nicholas,
then that kind of goes back to
Nicholas, if you're
perception. Like,
seeing
how do you?
if you're
Hmm?
seeing a demon in your closet, I strongly suggest you should maybe see a doctor about that
Okay, but
because you
like,
shouldn't be seeing that.
so a delusion becomes a delusion when they believe, like, stick into it.
If they
Like,
believe it.
Like it can coexist with each other. Your hallucinations and your delusions can, I guess, coexist, if that makes sense. This
Like
would
a
be
hallucination is a hallucination until you like believe it's real. Then it's like more than a hallucination,
yeah,
I
basically.
guess.
I'm gonna say yes to that. In like the
okay,
most simple terms, I guess I can say your hallucinations really deal with your perception on things. There's different types of hallucinations. There's
yeah,
auditory hallucinations where you're
I
hearing
get
shit.
that.
Yeah.
But then, but like when we classify
Mm-hmm.
something as a delusion,
Mm-hmm.
it's when we decide that like it's not real. Pretty much when someone else decides that it's not real and they're still doing it, right? That's pretty much when
A
it comes to delusion. When someone else decides that they're
uh-huh.
seeing things,
Uh-huh. So
essentially. So,
yeah, go on.
right? That's when it comes to
So
delusion.
your
When someone else,
delusion is your hard, steadfast belief, regardless of whatever I tell you is a fact. Like Nicholas, you could tell me that you have this well, you believe that the FBI is after you, right? That is
yeah, but
a common paranoid delusion among a lot of patients that I have, that a body of people like the FBI, CIA are tracking them. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're seeing the FBI or whatever, but they can believe things like they've bugged the whole hospital. They're listening in through my phone, right? Like you can see my phone, I can see my phone. That's not a hallucination. They believe that if I have my phone out, I'm letting the FBI listen into the conversation. And that is their steadfast belief, regardless of what I tell them, regardless of, hey, the FBI's not looking for you. The FBI has a lot more important things to deal with than just you, man. And that's been a thing that people are saying. You're not that important for the FBI to be, paying attention to you.
then it goes back to perception. What if he perceives another you that's holding up the phone and that's what he's seeing?
So that's a hallucination.
Oh,
So that's what I'm
yeah.
saying, that your delusions and
So then it's not a
hallucinations,
delusion.
you're seeing the hallucination, but it's feeding into the delusion.
But
Oh,
it's real.
No, it's not.
That's
Because
what you think.
I'm not that's what I'm not holding up. That's when that's a hallucination, because you're seeing something or you're hearing something that no one else can really see or hear. See what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. No, not at all.
Where's
I'm still,
where's the
I'm
disconnect?
still.
Start from the beginning. Where's the disconnect?
Kind of goes back to what I was saying about the whole perception thing.
Mm-hmm. Define perception.
Um, how you see something, I guess. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. How do you see something? That's pretty much the basic. I'd say a
Are
basic
you
definition of it.
saying your interpretation of something, or how you are physically seeing something?
How you are physically seeing something.
Right. Okay, now go on. Now compare that to what a delusion is.
And a delusion is when you believe something,
Mm-hmm. And the difference would be.
and the difference would be that a delusion isn't a delusion. What someone else tells you, it's delusion.
A delusion isn't a delusion when someone
Yeah,
tells you.
until someone else tells you it's wrong.
A delusion's a delusion.
Yeah, but how do you classify something as delusion?
When something is not matching up to what you're saying.
Okay, but that requires input of another person to
Mm-hmm.
to label that as a delusion, right? You can't label something as delusion yourself. You believe
yeah. I
it.
guess on a personal level, you wouldn't know you're having delusions
Yeah, and
until
that's
somebody
why.
tells you.
Correct. That's why people with
I guess that's
this.
what he's saying.
Yeah, and that's why this mental illness is a little hard. It's not. It's hard to diagnose it because they don't really come in for it because they don't know they have a mental illness. So what are you saying in terms of delusions in relation to
I'm just
hallucinations?
saying that, like, what if
Mm-hmm.
they aren't? You know, what if in reality they just see something different and it wouldn't technically be a delusion? I'm getting into like a whole different topic here, by the way.
Oh,
Mm,
I kind of, cause I've heard of some shit like that where like everyone knows the strawberry is red,
mm-hmm.
but like who's to say your red is the same as my red? I saw a Vsauce video on that.
Yeah, or how do you know a strawberry is a strawberry? Like
Mm-hmm.
it could be a banana to like a dog's eye or something. I
But
don't know.
so this is it comes into the play of what the majority of your peers are deciding,
Okay. All right.
right?
So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's yeah, okay.
So it kind
How do I
of
know they're
This
right
is
though?
the societal thing, you know. It's
it's a
tied to
societal thing, because like you sort of also have to see it from context, in terms of, let's say, let's take religion into account for just a moment, and this is going to get a little bit of a spice, this is going to be a really spicy thing to put in, because I know it's a very sensitive topic for a lot of people, but I'm going to ask people to just hold on, sit tight, chill out for a
suck it
second.
up.
It's just a second. So some people in this in our Western culture would see exorcisms and demonic possessions as a fucking psychotic episode, or having an episode of psychosis where you are hallucinating that you're hearing the devil and you are thrashing around, becoming violent, things like that.
He's
But
calling the Holy Ghost a delusion. Get her,
hold on, hold on,
get
hold on.
her.
So you slow down. You slow the fuck down. Or, but when you enter a different culture. Let's say you visit the Vatican, they don't consider that as a delusion, assuming that they've done their, differentiating research and whatever, and they consider it to be totally normal. Or, in a different culture, if someone's possessed by a ghost, they don't consider that as psychosis or having a delusion or hallucination or whatever you want to call it. They consider it as a blessing, and it's totally normal for them, right?
Ah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess to answer your question, it is based on the judgment of the majority judgment of your peers, if that makes sense.
Mhm. Gotcha.
So how does that answer your question? Like, can you relay it back
Um,
to me?
well, listen, it answers my question because at the end of the day, all of the terms and stuff we use are all kind of based on
Mm-hmm.
and so what we decide stuff. I was kind of like trying to like some open ended
Mm-hmm.
um look at it outside the scope of humans and just
Mm-hmm.
I guess existence itself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, a delusion is a term that we've made up, and that's just how we classify it. So that's just the end of it.
It's like a
Something else
Mm.
to,
genjutsu from Naruto.
yeah,
Mm.
I guess so.
Yeah, man. Like you literally need your friend to break yourself out that genjutsu. It's like you're seeing things. It's not real, and your man's gotta snap you out of it. That
Mm-hmm.
shit is yo,
And
it's full circle.
you're believing something that's not in the context of your normal or the context of
Yeah.
your peers is normal. It's a little funky. I really hope my colleagues don't find this and be like, "Yeah, you're wrong, Bridget. You fucking idiot."
You miseducated, you
I'd be
misinformed
so
these
fucking
two young
embarrassed.
men.
I'd be so fucking embarrassed.
Then you gotta bring them on in the next episode. Be
Yeah,
like,
I
"Yo,
do be like,
so
"Sorry,
that's
doc. I
pretty
fucked up. I'm just a big dumb. I got dumb woman brain. My bad."
No, that's when you double down. Like, no, X, Y, Z,
No,
and the moon.
Oh,
You know
and then
you're
I'm the
wrong.
delusional one.
exactly. You're
You're
wrong.
You're
You're
yeah,
wrong.
delusional.
yeah.
Oh
I don't
my
know what you're
god.
talking about.
I become the delusional one. Got it. Okay. All right. I
Yeah.
had like two cases to bring up to you, by the way. I don't know if that would like kind of help in the context of like delusions and whatever. But there are two cases that I found in the Indian Journal of Psychiatry for Folia 2. A couple of people contributed to this. Suresh Kumar, Subramanyam, Thomas Abraham, and Kumar Kishore. Okay. In which case do you want to listen to? There's one about a mother and son who were treated and they came out okay, or do you want to listen to the case about the mother and son? They kind of they didn't get the treatment that they needed.
Chef's
The
choice.
last one.
Okay.
Last one again.
Good, because that one's the
Yeah.
shorter one. Okay, so we're gonna be looking at one case, and it revolves around a 30-year-old divorced mother in the lower socioeconomic category. And she and her son, her 8-year-old son, was referred to the Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences in Kozhikode by the pediatrics department. Now, they lived separately from their family, and the mother was financially supporting the both of them through begging and occasional manual labor. So, on assessment, this mother had persecutory delusions against her husband and his relatives. She was accusing her husband of visiting their son in his school and subsequently abusing and torturing him physically. Uh, and
Oh
when the mother,
shit.
yeah, when the mother brought in her son, she was showing like a very normal crease in his inguinal area. It's a normal part of the body, but she thought that crease was, well, she really strongly believed that that crease is a scar from her husband's supposed physical abuse to the son.
Hmm.
She was pointing at her son's testicular region, and she was saying that's her son's kidney, and it was removed by her husband. And it was just like it
Wait,
was a whole thing and a
what?
half. Yeah. So she certainly believed that her 8-year-old son's testicular region was his removed kidney.
She thought his nutsack was his kidney.
Yeah. And she said that her husband removed the kidney.
What a
Mm-hmm.
what?
So these are delusions.
Okay.
those are her
Yeah.
strongly held beliefs, and she's not seeing anything that like she's seeing what we're seeing. It's just like she believes something else about it completely.
But they couldn't show her a diagram of like the male anatomy and just like, yo, so
Yes.
like
Yes, they
that's
could.
his nutsack and
hmm
it's too small to even be a kidney. Like, what are you talking about?
Most certainly, yeah. But once you start showing them the facts, it doesn't typically work out. She'll still believe
She's
that's
like,
his kidney that was removed,
no.
right? So
So yeah.
now her 8-year-old son was interviewed in a separate situation, right? And he was spitting out the same story. Oh, my dad came to my school along with his men, and his family members, or whoever those men were. Apparently, the father hasn't talked to those people in years, or associated with them in years, so we don't really know where that's coming from. And he was basically saying the same story. This inguinal crease, this little normal part of his body, he was saying that this is a scar from my father's abuse, and they would regularly come to my school and take me away in his jeep and abuse me, right? So when the mother and
Huh.
the son were brought in for evaluation, they were admitted for evaluation because they were, referred by the pediatrics department. They were afraid of more interviews. So on the second day of being in the ward, they kind of snuck out of there. They escaped.
Shit, all
Yikes.
right.
Kind of snuck out.
They kind of snuck out. They kind of just fucked off from there, and they were never found after that.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so they were not
He
able
was
to
nice
get
with it.
yeah, they were not able to get the mental health assistance that they needed. And I think this case is so very unfortunate because she's mentally like this is a mother who's mentally ill. She's not doing so great, and she's influencing her 8-year-old son that doesn't know any better. I don't know. Like, there's so many things that I don't know about this case that I'm so curious about, but we'll never fucking know because they escaped.
Booked it.
They
Well, I
fucking
guess though, if they get away from the dad though, doesn't the illusion go away?
no,
The dad's not in the picture, like, or at least
no.
not
Where did you find
necessarily,
this case
right?
again?
What was it called? The Indian Journal of Psychiatry.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The first one that I was gonna talk about was a lot more like they had a better ending. But yeah, because those guys actually got treatment and they got better in like a month.
Really, just a month?
Yeah, just a month. They were put on a very aggressive medication regimen and some therapy, and they separated the mother and the son, and the son got better, and the mother experienced a very good partial remission. Oh
Hmm.
yeah. The partial remission is where you get like not as many symptoms as much, like when you go into the remission, but a remission, like complete remission, that's like nothing at all. Like you're good.
And they're just
So
looking back. I don't know what I was talking about, man. Like, like that. Like, yeah, I don't know. I really thought there was aliens in my room, but
I guess
I
not.
be realizing there's not.
Oh yeah. The thing about Santa Claus, by the way, not a delusion because that's a societally accepted thing to believe in for children. That's also another example of it really depends on what your peers are deciding what's relatively normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Makes
it's a
sense.
societal delusion.
I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm so fucking over this shit.
Because if aliens came
All right, David.
and they don't know about no Santa Claus, they're gonna be like, "Yo, bro, there's no Santa Claus." So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a societal.
That's
Yeah,
just society. Society.
yeah, I'm good at this. Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you learn?
Uh, I'm gonna be calling people schizos more often.
Okay.
Every time somebody says something I don't like, I call them a schizo.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm gonna
Nicholas.
gaslight them,
Okay. All right.
thinking they're crazy. I want to use the tools you equipped me with to make them believe that they're insane.
What did I do?
And then I'll win every time. I'll win every argument. You know?
Create a
Great.
monster.
I'm never fucking arguing with you, David. I'm just gonna straight up agree with whatever you're saying. Like, yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicholas, did I help a
Hmm?
little bit? I don't know.
Yeah, it got me really thinking that um, if you're if you're not a part of, if you're out of like just kind of separated, if
Mhm.
you believe something different, honestly, you're done for in this
Okay.
world. You're just done for. Like there's no hope for
I
you.
feel like I didn't reach on anything. Oh my god.
No,
I've
that's
created,
pretty much
I've created 2 monsters.
You're done for.
done for. Believe
You
anything
think
different,
differently, you're done for.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I
All right,
definitely
cool.
the way the
Yeah,
real
Mhm.
gonna go out into the world with this information and
yeah.
wreak havoc.
All right.
Where's the outro music?
I'll figure it out. You're putting too much pressure on me. Why don't you sing the outro music?
Awesome,
Thank you
Tyler
for
the
being
Creator.
a friend.
We're gonna get copyrighted. Thanks.
Something,
Ah.
I'm back again.
Okay, we're getting
Heart
copyrighted.
is true.